In this lesson, we'll explore machining out the area in here, including these ledges. Now, if we remember from one of the previous stock models, we did not machine out this area. So the first thing we're going to do is a dynamic toolpath to machine out this area right here. So I'll go to dynamic, and my machining region will be this area right here. In some cases, you might run into a situation like this where you're not sure what's going on. And what's really going on, if I hit escape, is that in my machining region, it's set to partial. And if you don't notice that, and you go in here and you start, it's actually asking for an edge for the end of the loop. So let me hit escape there. I'll hit no. I'm going to go back in and do it again. But I'm going to make sure that I have loop selected now. And that's a common thing that happens because Mastercam will remember the last selection method you chose. So now that loop is selected, we're going to start here. And this will be the area that I'm going to machine. And I'm going to stay inside, and just as a check, I hit preview chains, and of course that's exactly what I want. And for the tool, we're going to choose a 1/2-inch bullnose. And we saw that earlier, it's got a little radius at the bottom. This will be dynamic pocket. And I'm going to make sure I leave 0 on the walls. And for my entry motion, we'll do a helix this time. And for the linking parameters, we're going to go a little bit below this. And if you remember, it's because we have a radius at the corner of that tool. So let's go down minus 80 thousandths for now, and we can always adjust that if needed. Let's click OK. And here's where our toolpath looks. So we ramp in, we walk around the outside, and let's just make sure. It does look like we're clearing it, so that's good. You can imagine if you didn't go as deep, you'd have a little bit of a cusp there that you'd have to work out. Let's finish it off, and we can see how it finishes this corner. So now let's work on these two ledges. So for this, I'm going to choose a contour toolpath. And here's where partial is going to be useful, but selection is very important. So here I'm going to make sure that this face is selected, but closer to this edge. So it starts there. And again, it gets confusing because you're not sure if you're going up this edge or along this curve. But I'm confident I'm going up this edge because I selected closer to that edge. And it says select an edge to specify the end of the loop. And that'll be right here. So that's what I'm expecting. And we'll do the same thing up top. We'll start right there. And we'll end right here. And we're going to choose the same tool, and this will be called contour pocket. And I'm not going to worry about depth cuts here. However, under the lead in, lead out, let's make sure that these are small enough, so we might have to adjust these if needed, because remember, we're starting out here and then leading in and around and then leading out. And for the linking parameters, I want to make sure we go right to the level of the geometry, which will machine a nice fillet for us. So click OK. Let's see how these look. And again, this would be a great example of where we turn on Quick Verify, because if the tool wasn't big enough to machine this ledge, we might have to do multi-passes. And as you can see, it does machine it. So we should be good there. And that looks good. So we're going to finish this video by creating another stock model, incorporating those contours. So we started with 5 OptiRest, and this will be 6 pocket and contour. And the source operations will be that pocketing toolpath and that contouring toolpath. And as you can see, the result looks pretty good. In here we have our fillet machined, and we have the entire pocket machined out. In our next and final lesson in this section, we're going to explore the chamfer toolpath, but we'll explore it on a separate file so we can really look into some of the benefits of using such a toolpath.